So as you can see, Hashim has the screen installed in here. So I just want to show the UI a little bit. So, you know, this is standard CarPlay stuff. All your car's information is over here. It shows the car in motion when you're driving. Shows your speed, your brights, when you're in park or reverse, which really isn't needed since it's also shown right in this corner. But, you know, it's right there in front of you if you want that. You've got all your standard CarPlay stuff. You know, text messages. If you go over here to music, it brings up music, you know, nice and big. You can see everything in front of you. You've got your maps. If you want to go to maps full screen, you can do this. And I accidentally just made the music. It's talking to me. All right, so Hashim is actually outside the truck. He had to cough, so he got out so he wouldn't interrupt the video. And he was scrolling on social media, and it was playing through this speaker. So anyway, just wanted to show you real quick a couple of the other things. You know, you've got an entire menu here of your standard CarPlay stuff. But two things that CarPlay actually does well. You've got text messages, which I'm not going to show. I don't want to show his personal text messages, but text message integration is so much better on this than it is on, you know, the text messaging in the Tesla. It's because Apple makes it. It's fully integrated, so it's pretty cool. The other thing is that you can get Waze on here. So, you know, if you use Waze, that is definitely a really cool feature to have. Everything else I could live without with CarPlay. I personally don't see any need for it, but Waze is really cool. I wish Waze was integrated into the screen, and then text messages being native is really cool. Phone calls as well. You know, you can see all that information on the screen. But yeah, I mean, it's a really good quality screen. I don't like the placement just because of the shape of the steering wheel. Can't really see it well. You know, it's going to be blocked like this for most people. And then, of course, you know, a lot of things you probably don't need it, and you may not want a screen in front of you. So yeah, that's really it. I don't know if maybe with a software update they will show the wrap, which, you know, we've got here. I don't know if they'll be able to show that on this screen, but that would be cool. And yeah, if they offered just a second mount, maybe one that just lifted this up a few inches up to here, that would be really nice if, you know, your seating position doesn't allow you to see it. So what do you think? Would you say this is a useful upgrade or not? Let us know in the comments. Right now, you can use our discount code CyberOwners and get a discount on this screen if you want it. Installation isn't that big of a deal. It's pretty easy. And, you know, if you want this information up here in front of you, it's a good way to do it.
Hey everyone, this is Hashim with CyberOwners. Hope you guys are having a good day, and I hope you had a great Christmas. Today we've got a product from CTmods. It's a C9 screen, and we're going to do a review on it, and we're going to show you how to install it. And right here we have what's come in the box, and I'm going to start from my left to right. We've got the little prying tool, non-marring prying tool, a little wrench for the bolts. You got some ties for the wires here, user's manual. You've got your screen. Looks like a pretty good sized screen. And here we have our wiring harnesses. This longest one's going to be for the dash, and the two shorter ones, and they're both the same, are going to go in the doors. And then you've got your transmitters here. This is for the left side of the truck, which is going to be your driver's side. The right side of the truck, which is your passenger side. And the one marked with the H is for your dash. And a couple other things that had with it is just a warranty card. There's also a QR on here for installation as well. But that's about it as far as in the box. But I'm going to get everything set up, and we'll see what we can get done. All right, guys, so I'm just kind of briefly explain what we're going to do before I get started. We're going to do the dash first, and there's a couple of panels you have to take off here. This one you're going to take off, and there are 4 pins, clips in this. 2 go this way, and then 2 go towards the front. And then once you get this off, you can take this bottom trim panel off, and then it's going to be repeated on the the passenger side as well. It's just going to be the same process. And then once we do that, we're going to pop this dash piece off. Once we get those done, we'll move on to the doors. And there's just clips holding this on. And from what I've seen, the easiest way to take it off is actually work from the front of the door panel and then work your way back. But let me get set up and let me see if I can get this thing installed. All right, guys, let me see what I can get done here. So like I said, we're going to start with this upper little panel, and there's 2 clips that go in this way and then 2 towards the front. Just going to take your little pry tool and insert in here. So you see the 2 clips there that are going that way. And then you're going to pull back on this that way to come out that direction. All right, guys, so we're going to move down to the lower portion here, the bottom trim piece. And you're just going to pull this out to get it going. We're just going to move that off to the side, just like so we have enough room to work with our wires. All right, so this is going to be the passenger side, and then once again, we're just going to go in here with our pry tool, and just like the driver's side, we're going to pop this piece out, and then pop our lower trim here out, so we can access everything a little better. So I've popped that first piece out, and I think I can do this one-handed. You're just going to grab this lower trim piece here. We're just trying to get it out of our way. And it just kind of folds out of the way there. And we're trying to get down here to these wires here to access them. And you will have to remove one push pin here. And I'm going to go grab a little tool to get that out with. But you're going to just pop underneath there. You can also do it with a flathead screwdriver too. But we're just trying to get that out of the way. All right, guys, so I'm going to move back the carpet just a little bit. I just need to pop this pin out. And then that's what it looks like. Just a little automotive pin. And then that allows you, let's see here, to peel back your carpet a little bit. And what you're trying to get to is the darker blue one back here on the left. I'll get you a little bit better shot here in just a second. Before I take that bottom piece off, I'm gonna go ahead and undo the dash here. And honestly, this is the part that kind of makes me the most nervous, but it's just clips. So I'm just gonna grab the bottom. You'll hear them popping. So I've got those done, and I'm gonna go on the driver's side and do the same. And then once I get the driver's side done, I'm gonna pick straight up and lift it off. All right, now we're over here on this driver's side. Let's see here. Start at the bottom again. All right, we've got the pins there at the bottom. Now we need to lift up. Just like so. But now you can kind of see that the dash is off. So this is where all the clips go. You can kind of see down in there. What I'm gonna do now is get that long harness, And I'm going to start on that other side, on the passenger side, and get it plugged in, and then run it along the top of this rail here so I can avoid where the pins go. All right, guys, so I've got our long harness here, and they are marked. One is going to be for the passenger side, and it's marked passenger seat. And the driver's side is going to be marked OBD. That's where you're going to plug it into the OBD port. But what I'm going to do next is go on the passenger side here. I'll show you where you need to connect it. But once I connect it there, I'm going to run the cable line right across the top of this here to the other side. So what you're going to do, this is where you want to plug it in at. There's a little clip here that you're going to push and pull down. Then you're going to tie in that harness to there. And then once we get that plugged in, we're going to hide everything. And once I get that done, I'll be right back. All right, guys, there's a couple things you're doing here. You are going to, first, this is the blue connection I just showed you. And you're going to go ahead and plug in your harness here. Maybe. Let's see here. Do I have it on? Nope. I'm going to turn around backwards. Plug it in there. And then if you do this first, it's going to allow you to tuck this down in there for a little bit further. And then you're going to plug this in back in the top here. Just like that. And you'll hear a little click. And then now I'm going to take my line here. I'm just going to start feeding it up through the side here and run it back over to the driver's side. All right, guys, so you can kind of see it there. I just laid over the top of that top piece. And it's just coming all the way over here to the driver's side. I'm going to go ahead and put my panel back on over here and then put the dash piece on, and then we'll move back over here to finish it up, at least for the dash. All right, so I've got my pin started here. Just going to start that and just push it back in. It'll snap in. And then I'm going to put my trim piece back. All right, so I got the lower trim piece back on there. I'm gonna go ahead and put the top dash back on just so I can kind of keep everything in place. But you'll also want to go around your seal here around your door and just kind of put that back into place. So I only want to snap like half of it down so I can have room to snap in the screen over there. All right, so you can kind of hear them snapping in there. And those are snapped in on this side. So I'm not going to snap in the other side until I get the screen on. All right, guys, so there's a couple of connections you're going to actually three you're going to be making over here. One is you're going to go ahead and wire up your screen, and there's only one clip that you can use on each one of these. So you're going to plug that in there, and then you're going to have your little transmitter here, and I have a third one here, but I have nowhere idea where to plug that in, so hopefully that works. And then on the bottom, you're going to have your OBD plugins. One is to actually plug into the OBD, and the other is an access so you don't have to unplug it. You can just access it from this other one here. But let me get all this connected, and I'll be back. So I'm going to put this screen in now. We're just going to run in that cable in behind there. Let's see, let me try putting the dash in first, because that just does not seem like it wants to go in correctly. me see here. Problem I'm having is actually getting the clips to start with that in place before I snap it. Then now I'm just going to work on putting an OBD in. But I also have to hide this transmitter behind here. And I think I'm just going to put it in behind the dash there. There's an opening. And then the OBD should be right underneath there. So it's going to be this connection here. We'll hear it click. And then all you have to do is figure out how you want to hide this other end. I think I'm just going to tuck it in behind here so it'll be hidden. I may end up wrapping these wires in some black or something just because I don't want the pink showing. But that's where you connect it. And then what you have to do next, just like we did on the other side, is put your trim piece back and then put your end caps on. All right, guys, the next thing to do is to take off the upper door panel here, and both sides are the same. So let me see, we're going to start from the front, and we'll work our way back. See, what did I do with my pry tool? I'm always losing something. All right, so I found something to pry with here. If you're anything like me, I'm always losing something. Let's see here. It's the first time I've ever done this. So we'll see how it goes. Actually, what I have seen is you need to lower your window down first and then do it. All right, so this is what it looks like inside. So you've got a connection there, and a connection back here that you need to undo. But yeah, I don't think I broke anything. So let me get these wires unclipped here, then I'll be back. All right, guys, so one of my clips on the harnesses here, the little clip does not want to come out, so I'm not going to risk breaking it, so I'm just going to lay it up there on top like that. But the next step is to take out these, or excuse me, next step is actually to take out these bolts. There's 3 of them. Let me go find a ratchet, and I'll tell you what size they are here in just a second. But you're going to take these, focus these on these blue ones first, and this should pop right off. All right, because the bolt size in the door here is 8mm, and there's 3 of them. We're just going to take these off first. And once you get them broke free, you can just use your hand, feels like. Let me go get a little of an extension to reach down in there. So if you had a deep socket, probably best, but I just put this little extension on here. And I did break something in there. Hope it's not important. I've almost got this to where I need to get to. All right. So what we're trying to get to is that little harness right there, this one, and we're going to go get our harness and transmitter and connect there. Give me just a second to grab those and I'll be right back. So this is the harness, and what we're going to do is go ahead and connect the transmitter, the L for the driver's side. Just like so, so we'll have it ready to go. And you're just going to pinch. Let's see if I can get a little bit better shot here for you. Hopefully that stays for you. I'm not sure if I can get it in focus. Maybe here. All right, so we're just going to pinch this. Hopefully it comes right out. Everything that I've touched on this truck has been kind of difficult. Such tight fitting. Oh, there we go. There's that end, that blue one. And we're going to take our harness. Let's see what end do I need here. We need that end. So we've connected it there. Just plug it back in. And then we just need to hide this down in here so it's out of the way. Then line all of your clips back up and snap it back into place. All right, so I've got everything lined back up there. Once you get it lined up, hopefully I don't knock that off, just going to knock it back in there. And we're going to put our upper panel back on. Like I said, I did have trouble with this one over here coming out, but I was able to get this one over here. Hopefully it slides back in. Let me see if my window still works. All right, good deal. And now I'm just going to do the other side, and it's exactly the same way. I'll get it done, then we'll come back. All right, guys. So once you get this lower panel back on, what you want to do next is go ahead and put your 3 bolts back in, and then you can put your panel back on last. All right, guys. Well, I've got everything back together. It looks pretty good. First time ever taking the door panels off. I will say I had to take this one off a second time because I forgot to put the bolts in. But the second time was a lot easier taking this panel off than the first. That first, it's just new production. So it is easier to take off a second time if you need to. But as far as here, on the screen here, to show my door is open on the driver's side, which it is. And I'm going to walk around to the passenger side and see if the door opens on the screen as well. All right, let's see what we got here. So yep, I just saw it open over there on the screen. So the door transmitters are working. That's good. So as far as doing this, it really wasn't that difficult. Excuse me. I think the most difficult thing for me was just worrying about breaking clips and breaking the door panels, which the dash was pretty simple to come off. Like I said, these upper door panels were kind of stiff. The lower part was surprisingly easy to come off as well. Just as long as you see those 2 top blue bolts, pry those off first, and then work your way down and it pops right off.